Well, I'll get started in just a minute. How about that? How about I wait for everyone to be ready? Hey, Facebook. I am live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for popping on. My name is Denise Walsh. If you don't know me yet, I am a former clinical psychologist turned business coach and have been a part of my company for over 13 years, and now am consistently, of course, growing my team, but then also expanding and creating tools and strategies and supports for anybody who wants to grow an online business. And so I don't know why I felt like I need to introduce myself, but let me go ahead and share this, and then I will get started on my content today. Did I share it? Share. I think that worked. Okay, got it. All right. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Teresa. Yay. Glad to have you here. Hi, Tracy. Two Tracys. Good morning, YouTube. I often love to go live on YouTube as well, because then it's recorded in a much easier way. So if you ever want to go back to any of my previous lives, you can certainly do so on Facebook, but also check out YouTube, because I do additional content there as well. Lately, I've been going live on YouTube because I'm like, I'm doing this here. I want to do it here, and all the things. But today, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that we can come out of this quarantine better. Now, I don't know about you, but the first few weeks of this adventure, it was like shock and awe for me. Put in the comments what you experienced. For me, I was like frozen a bit, like what the heck is going on? And I was glued to the TV trying to figure it out. And so I felt a bit paralyzed at first. And then I realized that this is not a staycation. This is not like going to be over in a few days. This is actually going to become a new normal. And so instead of being frozen or feeling like it was like life had to stop, you know what I mean? If you felt like life had to stop for a minute, put that in the comments below. I felt like that. And so then I realized, well, instead of life having to stop, I actually needed to continue to move, like create a new normal and a new schedule and a new habit throughout this time. And so I specifically did 3 things over the last few weeks to get myself back into normal, a new normal, but out of freeze mode, because anytime you experience some sort of trauma, shift, pivot, it's like we fight, we freeze, or we flight. So fight is like, stinking virus. And then the second one would be freeze, where we like don't do anything. And then the third one is flight, where we run away. It's like, la, 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 I don't hear that. And we put our head in the sand kind of experience. So the 3 things that I got to do, I don't want to say had to do, right? We're watching our language, is the first one was to identify my new priorities. So for me, my boys are now home from school. I actually work from home already, as most of you know, doing coaching and training and connecting with my team and beyond. I've got a new book coming out, the Dream Life Teen Journal. I'm creating a mastermind program for those who want to build digital marketing businesses, like e-courses and books and podcasts and things. I'm really expanding and helping those people as well as my team. And for those that don't have a product or service, you can absolutely join our organization, and we'll help you build a digital marketing company too, or your own business. But we already work from home, but now we've got the kids home. Yeah. And so now we're doing school, and we don't have help with cleaning, and we don't have help with like all of the supports that we had are no longer available. So Brandon and I really got to say, all right, our old schedule is not going to work. And I find that I get to do this every so often anyway, when summer happens, when I have a new goal. For example, if I'm going to run a 5K or a 25K, then I have a new goal, and I have to reprioritize my day in order to like execute on this new goal. And so for all of us, we all had this stop in our life, this great pause, I like to call it. And we all get to say, all right, well, what is my new priority? What is my new goal? What is my new, like, what's what is this going to look like? And I know I had to intentionally put things back on my calendar. So for example, typically right now from 10 to noon, I'm doing school with the boys because they need me to sit with them and do it with them and make sure they do it. Otherwise, they sneakily go to the TV. So I had to say, all right, from 10 to noon is school time. From 1 to 3 is work time. I've had to just rearrange things. And so the first step, the first idea here is to reprioritize your calendar. Really rethink, all right, well, life's different now for a season. What now does my day look like? The second thing is I had to lower my expectations. I don't know about you guys, but the house is not always going to be clean. There's constant dishes, laundry's piling up because we can't do it all. I can't be a CEO of my business and be a teacher and be a wife and be a friend and all of that and all the house stuff. Like I can't have a huge high expectation for all of it to get done. So I had to not just rearrange my calendar and like reprioritize based on this new situation, but I also got to lower my expectations for what's possible. So prior to this event, I would work consistently, straight through 9 to 3 during school. But now I can't do that. I can't plow through because I have to be sure that my children are eating and I have to be sure that they're not watching TV all day and I have to like kick them out of the house. And so I've really had to say, all right, I can do 3 calls a day and I have to break them up. And then I do some more stuff at night. So I had to change my expectations. I had to change my expectations on laundry, change my expectations a bit on housework, and just shift my expectations based on the current situation. It's cold here, actually. Where is it? Is it warm yet for you guys? For us, it's still a bit chilly. So even going outside and getting out of the house, all of that's a bit, we're all kind of stuck inside for now. I mean, it was snowing this week, you guys, and it's April. That's so sad. But it's supposed to go into the 50s and 60s. So, yes, yeah. But I think that lowering those expectations or shifting them to fit this new current reality helped me emotionally. Because instead of always feeling not good enough, instead of always feeling like I wasn't measuring up, instead of always feeling like I needed to do something better, different, more, I did what I could, And so it's okay. Like if you're not losing 10 pounds right now, I saw somebody, a post that said, if you're not taking action on your goals, then time is not your issue. And while that's interesting thought, there's a lot of other things happening right now, and I don't have more time, and maybe you don't either. Also, when you're emotionally stressed, like you have high emotions, it's harder to take focused action because you're a bit discombobulated. So we have to like lower our emotions and all of that. So anyway, I just want to give you permission to be human, to feel that emotion, to allow yourself to move through it, and then decide, all right, well, what is the most important thing right now? And if I can learn a new skill or write my book or do something then I will. But don't put that pressure on yourself. So the first one was to reprioritize my calendar. The second one was to lower or alter my expectations right now. And then the third thing, and I think this one's super fun because it really helps us to bring joy back into our lives, is to find a new hobby. Create some new memories within your family surrounding this time. So, I think in a year, 2 years, 5 years, we're all going to look back and say, do you remember when school got canceled for the rest of the year? Do you remember when we could only order ship to get groceries because we couldn't really go do stuff? Do you remember when, we're going to have that time where we go, remember when that crazy thing happened? And we want it to be good memories. We don't want it to be full of fear. We don't want our kids to pick up on that emotion. We don't want it to be full of anger or frustration, even if we're experiencing some of that stuff, which is part of the journey and it's A-okay. We really also want to have game night, right? We also want to create obstacle courses. We also want to create a tent and do school in our fort, and so a few things that we've done over the past 6 weeks to shift into a new hobby or to create memories throughout this season is we got 8 chickens. 8 chickens. I'm serious. Isn't that funny? 8 chickens. It's funny to me because I don't really like animals. I'm not like a dog person. I don't like hair and stuff. Maybe we'll get a dog after this too. I don't know. But we got 8 chickens because we thought, well, eggs are helpful and it's a new hobby. And so we've been spending time on the weekends creating the coop and the run and taking care of the chickens. And it's a fun memory that we get to do together. The other thing that we've been doing, and post in the comments below what fun new hobbies or habits you've created over the past 6 weeks. But we have also created a track in our yard. So we have 6 acres. And so one of the school activities for gym class is actually after spring break and school time, they do this. They will run a half mile every lunch recess, and they call it Mileage Club. And the boys love it. Like the kids love it. And so they said, make a quarter mile track in your yard and then do 2 laps at least every day. And so we created a quarter lap, track in our yard, and we are doing it mostly every day, Monday through Friday, 2 laps at least. Now, Owen and I have a goal of 8 laps because that's the most he's done in his recess. And so we were trying to do that. But that's a fun memory. It's a fun memory to create it. It's a fun memory to do it. On the final lap, we always play the final countdown. We sing it while we're going around. And so I say that because, yes, this is bringing up emotions of security. It's bringing up emotions of purpose. Do I want to go back to that busy of a life? Do I really want that job? What do I really want? There is that stuff that we really get to work through right now. But there's also this space, the great pause, right? Where we can be introspective, or we can do hobbies and create new ones that bring us joy. And so I pray that all of us are adding some of life back into our days as well. So that's what I have done, you guys, over the past 6 weeks to kind of create a new normal, reprioritize my schedule. I had to rethink how my day was going to go, lower my expectations, alter them based on the current reality, and then add some new fun things that are different that will create memories during this time. So I want to hear from you. What have you done to prioritize, to get into the shift of new normal and get out of freeze or freak out mode and into living life again? Post that in the comments below. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, all the things that you do, because I want to continue to connect with you and help give you ways to get yourself back to center and thriving throughout this time. So let me take a look at the comments a minute. Oh, Tracy says this has actually been a dream for her because she loves being home on the farm. How many of us have prayed for staycations? We're oh, now I can finally get these projects done, or I love to read books, or yeah, I love it. Teresa, yeah, she was in a bit of shock shell too. Didn't expect it to be this bad or this long. Yeah, Kelly, hey, thank you. Good morning, Namat, Alejandra. Oh, yeah. So Alejandra says for her, the hardest part was not being able to get out and meet new people. Yeah, everybody's online right now, aren't they? There's so many people watching YouTube, so many people on Facebook, so many people really building connections through Zoom. And so, yeah, I feel like we can come out of this in 2 ways. We can come out of this going, relationships are important. I value community, and really tighten up, hand holding with our neighbors and providing value and getting to know people and all of that. We can come out of this as a community stronger, or we can come out fearful of each other, where you're scared to touch, where you're looking at each other weirdly, are you sick? I don't know. So I do feel like there's a few ways that this can pan out in the end, but I do believe that love always wins, that God always wins, and that we can use this situation meant for harm to really create good, not only within our personal lives, our family lives, but within our community too. So good morning, Jen. Anyone else have anything they want to add? If you're listening to the playback, post in the comments. I'll come back and take a look at this. But I love to support you and am excited to, keep going on this journey too. So have an awesome day, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one.